Imagine waking up to a world where your phone, car, and even your coffee maker are lifeless. This isn't a blackout, it's a world where semiconductors, the tiny brains inside every device, have vanished. Chips are the invisible engines of progress, running everything from global finance to your home thermostat. Their absence would mean a total shutdown of modern society. The global supply chain for these chips is fragile, relying on a handful of specialized companies. A single disruption can send shockwaves across every industry and household. We've built our world on silicon wafers, but also on a single point of failure. Geopolitical tensions now threaten this intricate network. The story of the 21st century is the story of the semiconductor, tiny marvels that determine economic power, military strength, and innovation. The ability to design and manufacture advanced chips is the ultimate high ground in global competition. For decades, this power was concentrated in the West and its allies, fueling growth and connectivity, but that system is breaking. On July 22, 2025, China made a move that shocked the world, targeting two companies essential to everyone, yet known by few. This decision has thrown the global economy into chaos and accelerated a technological conflict that will define the coming decades. The silent war for chip supremacy has erupted into the open. The world will never be the same. To understand this crisis, we must look at its epicenter, ASML and TSMC. ASML, a Dutch company, doesn't make chips. It makes the machines that make chips, specifically the world's only extreme ultraviolet lithography systems. Each machine costs over $200 million and is essential for producing the fastest, most powerful chips. ASML is the ultimate gatekeeper of advanced semiconductor manufacturing. TSMC, based in Taiwan, is the master printer, manufacturing chips designed by companies like Apple and Nvidia. TSMC produces over 90% of the world's most advanced logic chips. Together, ASML and TSMC form a partnership that underpins the digital economy. The US designs the chips, the Netherlands builds the machines, and Taiwan manufactures them. This collaboration has driven innovation, but also created a breathtaking vulnerability. Now China has decided to exploit this concentration of power. The world's technological foundation is suddenly at risk. The world was stunned as Beijing announced a strategic decoupling from its most critical technology suppliers. China banned exports of key raw materials like gallium and germanium, essential for high-performance chips. With control over these rare earths, China holds a powerful chokehold. Next, China barred assembly plants from using TSMC chips in products for export, weaponizing its role as the world's assembly hub. This forced global brands to choose between the best chips in the largest market. China also targeted ASML, threatening to cut off access to its lucrative market for older chipmaking machines. This asymmetric attack pressures ASML and the Dutch government to resist US-led restrictions. China's multi-pronged strategy is a dramatic escalation in the global chip war. It's not a full blockade but a calculated act of economic statecraft. China is leveraging its strengths to disrupt the established order. The message: if we can't access your technology, you won't access our markets or resources. The Great Wall of Silicon is up, and the global tech landscape is forever changed. Chips are the nervous system of the modern world. They power every smartphone, laptop, car, and smart device. Each leap in technology, from AI to gaming, depends on advances in semiconductors. The automotive industry relies on thousands of chips per vehicle. Electric and autonomous cars need even more. Chip shortages have already halted car production lines worldwide. National security depends on chips. Fighter jets, drones, and cyber warfare all require cutting-edge semiconductors. The nation with the best chips builds the smartest weapons and defenses. This is why the chip war is a strategic imperative, not just an economic one. Disrupting chip supply isn't like losing coffee or clothing. It's a threat to economies, industries, and national security. Our digital age rests on these tiny, fragile pieces of silicon. The US leads in chip design, but over 90% of its most advanced chips are made in Taiwan by TSMC. This has created a critical dependency. America's tech and military rely on a factory just 100 miles from its main rival. Europe, home to ASML, also depends on TSMC for high-performance chips. The Netherlands holds the key to the machine, but the foundry is across the world. Asian nations like South Korea and Japan are deeply integrated into this supply chain, relying on ASML's machines and TSMC's output. Their prosperity depends on the stability of this system. A disruption threatens industries worldwide and forces nations to choose between security partners and trading partners. This web of interdependence fostered innovation but concentrated power in two companies and one location. Now, a single decision in Beijing or a conflict in Taiwan can hold the global economy hostage. Every nation is waking up to its reliance on a supply chain it doesn't control. The world is being forced into a painful reassessment of strategy. The stakes have never been higher. The era of comfortable dependence is over. China's restrictions are the result of years of frustration and strategic planning. Despite massive investment, China lags behind at the cutting edge, blocked from acquiring ASML's EUV machines. The US-led Chip 4 alliance was the final straw, signaling a permanent attempt to contain China's tech rise. China shifted from defense to offense, using its leverage over raw materials and assembly to disrupt the Western supply chain. The strategy is threefold: retaliate against US restrictions, sow division among allies, and buy time for China's domestic industry to catch up. By raising costs and creating chaos, China hopes to level the playing field and boost its own national champions. It's a high-risk, high-reward gamble. China is betting it can endure the pain better than the West. The goal: break technological dependency and become a true peer to the US. This is not just about chips, it's about the future of global power. The world is now locked in a contest of endurance and innovation. The outcome will shape the next era of technology. The stakes are nothing less than global leadership. The immediate result is chaos. Electronics prices soar, and companies like Apple face impossible choices. Supply chains must be rebuilt at enormous cost, leading to shortages and higher prices for everyone. The era of cheap, abundant electronics may be over. The US and its allies will rush to build domestic chip factories fueled by government subsidies. But new fabs take years. There's no quick fix. A global scramble for resources and talent will intensify, with nations hoarding what they need. The industry will fragment, replacing efficiency with redundancy and higher costs. The dream of seamless global tech collaboration is fading. Geopolitical tensions, especially over Taiwan, will escalate. TSMC's strategic importance makes Taiwan a central battleground. The risk of military conflict rises as nations move to protect their interests. China's move has pushed the world closer to direct confrontation. The chip war is now a global crisis. The old era of globalized chip production is over. We're entering a world of technological nationalism and regional blocs. The West will build self-sufficient supply chains, but at higher cost and with a long transition. China will double down on self-reliance, investing in alternative chip technologies and dominating mature chip markets. Two distinct tech ecosystems will emerge, with incompatible standards and products. Companies will have to choose sides, slowing innovation and raising costs. The world will be less efficient, more divided, and progress will be harder. The West has the lead, but is slow and divided. China is determined, but faces a steep climb. The outcome depends on who can innovate and endure. The future of technology will be forged in this fractured competition. The era of hyperglobalization and fragile supply chains is over. China's move has exposed the world's technological vulnerabilities. The West's dominance is facing its most serious challenge yet. This is a permanent restructuring of the global tech order. The risks: economic turmoil, a new Cold War, and the threat of military conflict over Taiwan. But there are opportunities. Nations are reinvesting in manufacturing and innovation. The race for self-sufficiency could spark the next technological leap. The contest for chip supremacy is a marathon, not a sprint. The West must prove it can rebuild. China must close the gap. The winner will shape the world of tomorrow. The Great Chip War has just begun.